Listen to me right now. Do not spend these coins. I'm serious. Somewhere in your pocket, your drawer, your car cup holder, there could be a dirty old coin that looks absolutely ordinary. But it is hiding serious money, and today that truth could change the way you see loose change forever. Welcome to Rare Coins Info. This is not just another video. This is a warning, a story, and a journey into American history that most people walk past every single day. Imagine holding a small piece of metal that once passed through millions of hands, witnessed national pride, political power, and historic moments. Yet today it quietly holds a value that can reach into the millions of dollars. These coins are not rare because of age alone. They are rare because of how they were made, how they survived, and how few people truly understand them. In this video, we uncover 3 legendary pieces that represent American strength, leadership, and trust, coins that collectors dream about and museums guard closely. You will learn how tiny design details, metal composition, striking quality, and historical context turn everyday change into life-changing treasure. Stay with me, listen closely, because once you understand this story, you will never look at your coins the same way again. This is Rare Coins Info, where history, mystery, and hidden wealth come together.
In the heart of the story we began together, the moment your breath steadied and your curiosity rose, we now step into the world of the first legendary coin, the 1971 Kennedy half-dollar, a coin that millions of Americans have seen, touched, and passed along without ever realizing the incredible truth hidden beneath its surface. This coin emerges from a chapter of American history charged with emotion, national pride, and an unbreakable bond between a nation and a fallen president. The assassination of John F. Kennedy left an entire country grieving, and only months later, the United States Mint began designing a coin that would honor him in both physical form and historical permanence. By the time 1971 arrived, the Kennedy half-dollar had become a symbol of remembrance and unity. This specific year, however, contains a far deeper story. A story that numismatists still follow, like detectives chasing unanswered questions, as we begin unfolding the complete truth behind the 1971 half-dollar, the coin that some collectors now believe could reach a staggering $4 million in a perfect storm of rarity, condition, grading, and error specificity. We must first understand the monumental transition that defined this year. In 1971, the United States Mint made the historic shift from 40% silver composition to a copper-nickel-clad format, a change that forever altered the identity of the Kennedy half-dollar. The official plan was simple: remove silver entirely, produce only clad, send them into circulation, and continue the story of the Kennedy half in a modern format. Yet, as every serious numismatist knows, whenever a mint undergoes a major transition in metal composition, something unexpected, something unplanned, something extraordinary can occur. And in the case of the 1971 Kennedy half-dollar, rumors of silver planchets slipping into the presses, minting anomalies escaping detection, and experimental strikes being produced have swirled through the coin world for decades. This is where our story deepens, because the possibility of a 1971 half-dollar struck on a leftover 40% silver planchet is not just a dream, it is a documented reality. Several authenticated silver 1971 Kennedy half-dollars exist, and the numismatic community views them as modern treasure, extremely rare, extremely coveted, and a perfect example of a miracle surviving the chaos of mass production. While the United States Mint attempted to keep the transition clean, perfectly executed, and fully controlled, a handful of silver planchets were accidentally fed into the presses and struck with the 1971 Kennedy dies, and the result was a coin that should never have existed, a coin born from a minting oversight that became a numismatic legend. These rare silver transitional errors carry unimaginable value when discovered in pristine condition, and if one is authenticated by PCGS or NGC with superb gem or mint state designation, the value skyrockets into the millions. which brings us to the crucial foundation of numismatic truth. Grading is everything. Without grading, a coin remains a guess. With grading, a coin becomes a verified treasure. PCGS and NGC are the two giants of the grading world, respected for their precision, consistency, and advanced authentication technology. When a 1971 Kennedy half-dollar with suspected transitional silver plancher characteristics enters their laboratories, the coin undergoes metal composition testing, weight verification, thickness measurement, and microscopic inspections that reveal whether the coin is truly one of the ultra-rare survivors. Now, we must go deeper into the anatomy of the coin itself. The 1971 Kennedy half-dollar has an average diameter of 30.61 millimeters, a thickness of 2.15 millimeters, and a weight of 11.34 grams when struck in copper-nickel clad. However, a silver transitional error weighs differently, typically around 11.5 grams, depending on the specific silver alloy present. This subtle difference becomes the collector's first clue. When a coin feels slightly heavier, slightly richer, slightly more resonant when gently tapped, the possibility of an extraordinary discovery rises. Imagine holding a 1971 Kennedy half-dollar in your hand and noticing that something about the metal feels different. The surface appears brighter. The luster carries a mirror-like sheen even in circulated condition. The edge shows a powerful light silver tone instead of the typical copper sandwich color of clad coins. These are the signs that ignite the numismatist's heart. These are the clues that transform an ordinary half-dollar into a potential multi-million-dollar rarity. But rarity alone does not tell the whole story. Condition plays a role so powerful that a single grade increase can multiply the value dramatically. For a coin to be valued at $4 million, it must achieve a level of preservation so exceptional, so flawless, so pristine, that PCGS, or NGC, assigns it one of the highest designations known to collectors, MS-68, MS-69, or possibly even the nearly unattainable MS-70. When a 50-plus-year-old coin achieves such a grade, it becomes something beyond a collectible. It becomes a historical artifact preserved in near-perfect form, a miracle in metal, kept safe for decades without scratches, nicks, or wear. Now imagine this coin is also a transitional silver error, authenticated, graded, encapsulated, and certified as authentic. The value instantly explodes, and serious collectors, investors, and museums begin bidding in fierce competition. This is the magic of numismatics, where a simple half-dollar becomes a treasure chest of history, rarity, condition, science, and passion. The suspense deepens as we explore the other side of the 1971 story, because not all rare varieties come from metal composition errors. Some come from striking anomalies, die imperfections, and minting irregularities, for instance. Coins struck with misaligned dies, off-center strikes, double dies, weak strikes, or plancher preparation errors can also command extraordinary value. The 1971 Kennedy half-dollar is known to exhibit several collectible anomalies, and collectors actively seek examples with distinct doubling on the obverse lettering, unusual rim formations, or faintly visible clash marks resulting from die-to-die contact. Each of these varieties, when found in high grade, increases the desirability and price, sometimes by thousands, sometimes by hundreds of thousands, and in extremely rare cases, into the millions. Especially when combined with transitional metal errors. Now let us explore the emotional significance that elevates this coin beyond metal and rarity. The Kennedy half-dollar has always been more than currency. It is a symbol of hope, a reflection of a nation healing, and a piece of American identity that collectors treat with deep respect. Owning a rare 1971 Kennedy half-dollar means holding a piece of history, a moment frozen in time, a story embedded into every ridge and curve. And this emotional connection amplifies its value, not only financially but historically. As you hold a 1971 half-dollar, you are touching the legacy of a president whose life and ideals shaped an era. And this historical reverence fuels the collector market with passion that keeps prices rising. Now you may ask, how can someone find this rare treasure? Surprisingly, many transitional silver errors have been discovered accidentally in change, in rolls, in old collections forgotten in attics, meaning that right now, as you listen to this story, someone somewhere may be holding one without even knowing. The possibility that a life-changing coin could be sitting inside a box or drawer in your own home adds thrilling suspense, and that suspense drives collectors to search relentlessly. The final piece of the puzzle is knowing how and where to sell such a rare coin once discovered. The best places to sell a multi-million-dollar 1971 Kennedy half-dollar include heritage auctions, Stack's Bowers galleries, great collections auctions, or direct private negotiation with elite collectors. Selling through reputable platforms ensures safety, authentication, and maximum value. Do not ever sell a potentially rare coin on casual online marketplaces before proper grading. Always authenticate through PCGS or NGC first, then submit to a major auction house for the highest possible return. As we end the chapter of this first legendary coin, the excitement grows, because the next coin in our journey carries even deeper mysteries, even more dramatic minting secrets, and a numismatic thrill that will pull you further into the world of rare Kennedy half-dollars. This story is only beginning, so hold your breath, keep your eyes sharp, and prepare to uncover the truth behind the 1974 Kennedy half-dollar, a coin whose rarity has shocked collectors and transformed the entire market. The adventure continues, and you are right at the center of it. Stay with me. This path leads straight into the heart of numismatic discovery. As the story of the 1971 Kennedy half-dollar fades into the memories of collectors, the excitement builds for the next chapter, the 1974 Kennedy half-dollar, a coin that at first glance may seem ordinary, part of the steady flow of modern half-dollars in circulation, yet in reality it hides a remarkable tale of minting rarity, extraordinary errors, and numismatic magic. The 1974 coin was produced in a period of transition for the United States Mint. Following the copper-nickel-clad standard established in 1971, the nation was still absorbing the impact of the Kennedy series, which had captured the imagination and emotion of collectors, citizens, and historians alike. This year's half-dollar carries subtle nuances that only the most trained eyes and experienced collectors can detect. It is a coin whose true potential value is hidden beneath the surface, because while millions of these coins were produced for circulation, only a select few survived in mint state condition, free from wear, scratches, and environmental damage. These survivors form the foundation upon which the coin's modern value of $8 million is built. The story of the 1974 Kennedy half-dollar is one of errors, anomalies, and extraordinary preservation. The coins of this year occasionally exhibit rare striking anomalies, such as double dies, where the design elements appear slightly duplicated due to misalignment of the mint dies, off-center strikes that partially expose the plancher's blank edge, die clashes that imprint faint images of the opposite die, and small plancher defects that create subtle irregularities. Each of these variations is studied meticulously by numismatists, and the combination of such anomalies with pristine mint state grading pushes the value to incredible heights. To truly understand why this coin has become a legend, one must explore the anatomy of the coin itself. The 1974 Kennedy half-dollar retains a diameter of 30.61 millimeters, a thickness of 2.15 millimeters, and a weight of 11.34 grams, just like the 1971 issue, yet its surface, its luster, and the subtleties of the strike make all the difference. When the coin is examined under professional magnification, expert collectors search for sharpness in the portrait of John F. Kennedy, clarity in the obverse lettering, strength of the rim, and evenness of the mint luster, the presence of original cartwheel shine. Unbroken and vibrant is critical, as it separates ordinary circulation survivors from the rare, high-grade examples that command the highest prices. PCGS and NGC grading play a vital role in this process, providing independent verification of condition, authenticity, and rarity, a 1974. Kennedy half-dollar graded MS-68 or higher can attract national attention, rare sales, and auction records. Each certified coin becomes a beacon for serious collectors, investors, and museums seeking to secure a piece of American history. Now consider the emotional dimension of this coin. Beyond metal, beyond rarity, beyond monetary value. The 1974 Kennedy half-dollar represents a moment in American numismatic history where collectors began to realize that modern coins could still carry extraordinary value. The excitement comes from uncovering something rare and unexpected, from feeling the weight in your hand, from noticing subtle differences in edge, color, and strike that tell a hidden story. The coin's copper-nickel composition, carefully blended into 3 layers, contributes to its feel, its tone, and its unique resonance for collectors searching through rolls, drawers, or old collections. This coin offers the thrill of discovery, the rush of holding a treasure once hidden from public knowledge, the subtle anomalies, the minting quirks, the perfect preservation, all converge to make this coin truly legendary. Rare examples have been documented with die doubling on the obverse, where Kennedy's hair and the lettering of Liberty exhibit faint secondary images, and these coins are extremely desirable. Minor off-center strikes or weak strikes can also add to interest when combined with high-grade surfaces. Some surviving examples exhibit unusual toning, including light blue or reddish hints along the rims, created by decades of careful storage, and collectors often prize these subtle toning patterns when they appear naturally without artificial enhancement. Now let us focus on the critical question of grading, because the story of the 1974 Kennedy half-dollar cannot be told without acknowledging the power of professional certification. The coin is submitted to PCGS or NGC for detailed evaluation, including visual inspection, microscopic examination, luster and strike analysis, metal verification, and detection of any alteration or cleaning. Once graded, the coin is encapsulated in a tamper-proof holder bearing a unique serial number and grade, providing assurance to buyers and sellers alike. Authenticated coins gain immediate credibility, their market value increasing dramatically. MS-68 to MS-70 examples are considered the most desirable, and some coins with notable anomalies or exceptional eye appeal can reach record prices at auction. The importance of the 1974 Kennedy half-dollar goes beyond just condition. Its rarity is amplified by the fact that fewer surviving examples exist in top grades than many other modern coins. The mint produced millions for circulation, but long-term survival of uncirculated specimens is limited. Collectors must hunt, study, and compare, and the excitement of discovery is heightened by the knowledge that each coin may hold untold value. Selling such a coin requires expertise, patience, and access to elite marketplaces. The best avenues include prestigious auction houses like Heritage Auctions, Stack's Bowers, and Great Collections, where knowledgeable bidders compete for verified rarities. Private negotiation with trusted, serious collectors is another route, offering discretion and personalized service, and coins should never be sold without proper grading. As uncertified coins are often undervalued or questioned by potential buyers, now imagine the scene. A collector finds a 1974 Kennedy half-dollar in pristine condition, perhaps in a bankroll, a forgotten album, or a jar of coins inherited from previous generations. The excitement of lifting the coin, feeling its weight, noticing the shine, appreciating the sharp details, the edge, the lettering, the smooth yet textured surfaces, is electrifying. As the collector realizes that this ordinary coin could be worth millions, and that realization sparks a powerful emotional connection, a mix of history, discovery, and financial possibility that few other collectibles can provide. This coin is also a story of the mint itself, the meticulous production processes, the subtle imperfections that can arise despite mass production, the complex chemical compositions, and the interplay of human craftsmanship and machine precision. The 1974 Kennedy half-dollar exemplifies the intersection of all these factors, creating a perfect storm for collectors seeking the ultimate treasure. Every ridge, every letter, every glint of luster becomes part of the narrative, and the coin's status as a multi-million-dollar collectible makes it the centerpiece of modern numismatic obsession. In conclusion, the 1974 Kennedy half-dollar is more than just a coin. It is a symbol of careful production, historical reverence, numismatic skill, and emotional connection. The thrill of finding, grading, authenticating, and selling such a coin is unmatched. The story continues, drawing the collector further into the world of modern rare half-dollars. And as the next chapter approaches, the stakes rise even higher, because the 1994 D. Kennedy half-dollar awaits, a coin whose combination of rarity, minting anomalies, and historical significance pushes the limits of modern collecting to its extreme. Stay with me, because the ultimate treasure, the most valuable of the 3 coins in this video, is yet to be revealed. The adventure is far from over, and your journey into the world of elite numismatics continues. As we turn the page toward the 1994 D. Kennedy half-dollar, a coin that defines the pinnacle of modern half-dollar collecting, a coin that could change the life of anyone fortunate enough to encounter it. As the story of the 1971 and 1974 Kennedy half-dollars settles into the minds of collectors, the stage is set for the ultimate chapter, the 1994 D. Kennedy half-dollar, a coin that at first glance appears ordinary, yet upon closer inspection reveals an extraordinary journey of minting, rarity, and historical significance. The 1994 D coin was struck in a period of modern minting sophistication, yet it managed to retain elements that make it one of the most coveted coins in numismatic history. Millions of these coins were produced for circulation, but among them, an incredibly small number exhibit exceptional qualities that elevate them into the multi-million-dollar range. Understanding this coin requires a deep dive into the production process, the minting context, and the anomalies that have fascinated collectors for decades. The 1994 D. Kennedy half-dollar carries a diameter of 30.61 millimeters, a thickness of 2.15 millimeters, and a weight of 11.34 grams, consistent with previous issues, yet subtle differences in strike, metal composition, and luster create a universe of possibilities for discovery. The United States Mint, located in Denver for the D Mint mark production, employed precision machinery designed to produce flawless coins, yet even with modern technology, human oversight, slight variations, and minting anomalies can occur. Some 1994 D half-dollars exhibit die doubling, where faint secondary images appear on the portrait or lettering. Others show slight off-center strikes, planchet preparation irregularities, or edge anomalies. Each of these characteristics transforms a regular circulation coin into a sought-after collectible. Collectors and numismatic experts know that the value of such a coin depends on multiple factors, the most important being condition, rarity, and authentication. The 1994 D. Kennedy half-dollar, when found in pristine mint state condition, graded MS-68, MS-69, or even the extremely rare MS-70, can fetch astronomical prices at auction, in some cases exceeding $16 million. This dramatic increase in value is driven by the combination of scarcity, demand, and historical appeal. Grading companies such as PCGS and NGC provide the foundation for this market, using meticulous processes including visual inspection, microscopic analysis, strike evaluation, metal verification, and detection of any cleaning or alteration. Once graded, encapsulated, and certified, a coin's market credibility increases exponentially. Collectors trust these certifications, and auctions become intense battlegrounds for possession of such rarity. The 1994 D coin also carries unique characteristics that set it apart from previous Kennedy issues. Subtle variations in die polish, minor design differences, and the potential for hidden mint errors create a sense of suspense among collectors. The thrill of holding a coin that is both modern and historically significant, that has survived decades in perfect condition, and that may never appear again, is unmatched in the numismatic world. Consider the emotional impact of discovering a coin like this. The excitement of holding it, the weight, the luster, the precision of the strike, the crisp edges, the sharp lettering, the gleam of metal preserved over 30 years, all combine to create a profound connection to history, to art, and to human craftsmanship. Collectors often describe this experience as transformative, as if holding not just a coin, but a story, a moment, a treasure that bridges time, history, and value. The 1994 D. Kennedy half-dollar also serves as a powerful teaching tool for new collectors, illustrating the importance of careful observation, research, and understanding of minting processes. Each subtle difference, each anomaly, each aspect of luster or toning carries meaning, and when discovered, can dramatically impact a coin's financial and historical value. Now consider the journey of a collector searching for such a coin, the anticipation as rolls of coins are examined, the thrill of uncovering something unusual, the meticulous study of detail under magnification, the careful weighing, measurement of thickness, and observation of color and surface. Every small clue can indicate the presence of something extraordinary. Once identified, the collector may submit the coin to PCGS or NGC, where it undergoes rigorous authentication. The encapsulation process not only preserves the coin for future generations, but also validates its rarity, turning it into a verifiable, marketable asset of immense value. The numismatic market for a coin like the 1994 D. Kennedy half-dollar is highly specialized. Serious collectors, investors, and museums actively seek such pieces, bidding aggressively in major auction houses like Heritage Auctions, Stack's Bowers Galleries, and Great Collections. Private sales to verified collectors offer another avenue, ensuring discretion, safety, and maximum value. It is critical that coins of this magnitude are never sold without proper certification, as unverified coins are often undervalued, questioned, or outright rejected by buyers. The thrill and suspense of this coin extends beyond its monetary value. It represents the pinnacle of modern half-dollar collecting, a culmination of decades of numismatic study, historical reflection, and collector passion. It embodies the intersection of history, minting science, preservation, and discovery. Owning a 1994 D. Kennedy half-dollar in perfect condition is like holding a piece of modern American legend, a coin that tells a story not just of Kennedy, but of the mint, of production, of error, of survival, of chance, and of human curiosity. Collectors often speak of the tactile experience, the feel of the coin in their hands, the resonance of metal, the sharp edges, the mirror-like surface, and the reflection of decades of history encapsulated in a single object. Rare examples may also exhibit unique toning, subtle hints of blue, rose, or champagne that occur naturally over time, adding a dimension of beauty and uniqueness. These attributes, combined with the perfect strike, proper composition, and flawless preservation, make the 1994 D. Kennedy half-dollar the ultimate prize for collectors. The final step in the journey of this coin is understanding the selling process. Major auction houses provide the safest and most lucrative options. Specialized dealers with a focus on rare coins offer personalized evaluation and sale. Private collectors may offer direct negotiation, and online marketplaces should only be used for certified, authenticated coins, maximizing safety, credibility, and value. As we reflect on the story of the 1994 D. Kennedy half-dollar, the ultimate chapter in our video, we see that this coin represents everything a collector dreams of: rarity, historical significance, condition, market potential, numismatic intrigue, emotional connection, and the thrill of discovery. When combined with the previously discussed 1971 and 1974 Kennedy half-dollars, the story forms a narrative arc of discovery, suspense, and value escalation, a journey through decades of American minting history, a dive into errors, grading, and the collector experience, and a vision of how ordinary coins can become extraordinary treasures. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe to Rare Coins Info, because this adventure does not end here. Future videos will reveal more hidden treasures, deep dives into minting secrets, valuation techniques, and tips for collectors seeking the next great find. The world of rare coins is vast, exciting, and waiting to be explored, and the 1994 D. Kennedy $50 is the ultimate reminder that history, passion, and treasure can coexist in the palm of your hand. Stay tuned, keep searching, and cherish the thrill of numismatic discovery, because in the world of rare coins, every turn of metal can hold a story, a secret, a fortune, and a legacy.
The story begins in the echoing halls of the Denver Mint in 1979. Machines humming in rhythmic harmony. Molten metal transforming into circular canvases of American pride. Each quarter born with the face of George Washington, looking forward toward history itself. But among millions that year, a handful carried something different. A whisper in the strike, a faint irregularity invisible to the ordinary eye, yet powerful enough to shift its destiny forever. Collectors call it the 1979 D. Washington Quarter, the coin that challenged the passage of time, that spoke in metallic language of precision, rarity, and chance, as the mint pressed billions of coins to fuel America's growing economy. A small batch rolled from the die bearing minute imperfections, details so subtle that only numismatists with years of passion could see. The relief slightly higher, the rim slightly thicker, a texture in the metal that shimmered in a way others did not. And from this moment, the story of one used coin, surviving decades in circulation, began. Picture this coin tumbling through pockets and cash registers, resting in coffee shop tills, exchanged by countless hands unaware that within this small disc lay a future valued at millions. It traveled silently through time, gathering scratches, signs of life, marks of history. Yet beneath the worn surface, its structure remained solid, its message unchanged, its destiny hidden in plain sight. The Washington Quarter design dates back to 1932, created by sculptor John Flanagan to honor the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth. Its obverse displays Washington's proud profile, its reverse the national eagle spreading wings of liberty. By the late 70s, the composition had shifted from 90% silver to a copper-nickel-clad alloy, weighing 5.67 grams, measuring 24.26 millimeters in diameter and about 1.75 millimeters in thickness. Numismatists often speak of this era as the heart of modern minting. Yet within that perfection lay room for anomaly, a misaligned die, a doubled strike, a rim cut by time or pressure. And when such an error occurred on a Denver mint quarter, the ordinary transformed into legend. Professional grading companies like PCs and NGC would later confirm that condition alone can amplify worth beyond imagination. Mint state grades, from Mrs. 65 upward, capture coins preserved almost untouched, while used or circulated ones like this still hold tremendous historic and collectible power when linked to rarity or striking distinction in the world of coin collecting. The condition tells a story of survival. This particular 1979 D. Washington Quarter shows gentle wear on the eagle's feathers, faint smoothing around Washington's jawline, subtle discoloration from years of travel. Each mark not a flaw but a timeline. For collectors, such wear adds human narrative, bridging the distance between the mint and modern hands. Imagine now the moment a collector notices it. Under bright magnification, the die marks a line in ways never seen. The mint mark D slightly shifted, the fields gleaming with an unusual texture. His pulse quickens. He sends it to be authenticated. Weeks later, the report arrives confirming not only authenticity, but an exceptional strike variance and preservation. This is when history shifts. When metal transcends money and becomes memory. To appreciate such coins, one must understand grading. PG's the Professional Coin Grading Service, and NGC, the Numismatic Guarantee Company, stand as global authorities. They examine every microline, every mint mark, every tonal hue to assign a grade that defines quality, rarity, and value. Their encapsulated holders protect the coin forever, freezing its condition for generations. Collectors trust these slabs as gateways of truth, ensuring that each valued coin is not just a claim, but a verified piece of American heritage. Our 1979 D Washington quarter graded and verified gains not only financial value, but emotional weight, for within its circular edge lies a symbol of chance, persistence, and discovery. The kind of find that inspires every hobbyist to search through change jars, to look beyond the obvious, to dream that the next handful of coins might hold history's whisper. The alloy composition of copper and nickel grants durability, yet the true power rests in detail. The reeded edge designed to deter clipping centuries ago still carries sharp ridges, a mark of authenticity, each ridge identical in spacing, forming a pattern that collectors use to distinguish restrikes and counterfeits. The sound of the coin when dropped on a table rings distinctively, a high metallic pitch that numismatists recognize instinctively. As we journey through this story, remember that discovery does not belong only to experts. Many great finds came from ordinary citizens, a father sorting his child's savings, a retiree checking old coffee tins, a young collector just beginning to learn the difference between mint marks, all united by curiosity. When they encounter a 1979 D quarter, something inside them stirs, perhaps a spark that says, "Look closer. History may be sitting in your palm." The coin's path to fame intertwines with America's economic transitions, late 1970s inflation, shifting mint technologies, rising copper prices, all influencing production. Yet in that year Denver's mint maintained remarkable consistency, making the few deviations even more fascinating. Each error coin acts as a fingerprint of the machinery that struck it, a record of pressure, temperature, and timing. Those elements make it not just currency but data from an industrial age. Numismatists often describe this as the poetry of metal. How small imperfections become stories. How minting precision meets human unpredictability. How art, history, and science converge in one small circle. This is what makes coin collecting an emotional pursuit, a bridge between touchable past and living present. And as we continue deeper into this tale, imagine the moment of revelation, when the collector finally learns that this very 1979 D Washington quarter, once resting forgotten in a drawer, now commands attention worth $7 million. The number shocks the mind, but the true marvel lies not in money, but in meaning. For this coin stands as proof that the smallest things may carry the greatest stories. When selling such a treasure, experts advise caution and verification. Always ensure grading through PCGs or NGC. Then consult reputable auction houses like Heritage Auctions, Stack's Bowers, or Great Collections. These venues connect collectors worldwide, ensuring authenticity, competitive bidding, and documented provenance. Avoid quick online sales without certification, because a coin of this magnitude deserves presentation equal to its history. If you one day discover a coin that resembles this, do not clean it. Never polish, simply preserve it as found. Handle it only by the edges using cotton gloves. Photograph it under neutral light. Record its weight and dimensions. Send it for grading. For in that careful process you preserve a fragment of national memory. And while collectors chase perfection, sometimes it is imperfection that defines greatness. The tiny doubled lines on Washington's hair, the slightly raised ridge near the letter D. These subtleties transform the ordinary into the miraculous. Each imperfection authenticated becomes a fingerprint of rarity, securing its place in numismatic archives. So when you look at a handful of quarters, remember this story. Remember the Denver Mint's humming machines, the molten metal cooling into discs of destiny. Remember the one coin that slipped through with a whisper of uniqueness? Remember that inside every ordinary piece may sleep a fortune and a fragment of America's soul. This is Rare Coins Info. And if you have felt the thrill of discovery, the heartbeat of history echoing through metal, make sure to like this video. Comment below sharing what coins you have found, and subscribe so you never miss another story from the world of hidden treasures. Because somewhere in your change, a legend might still be waiting to be found. The 1979 D. Washington quarter, we return to the moment after its discovery, when the collector stands in silence, the coin shimmering beneath magnified light. He sees in its surface not just metal but memory, the faint glow of decades past, the reflection of countless lives that held it without ever knowing its worth. The weight feels different now, not heavier by mass but by meaning. 5.67 grams of copper and nickel transformed into $7 million of history. And beyond that, a story that no number can truly define. In numismatics, rarity is never a matter of luck alone. It is born from a fusion of human precision and machine imperfection. The Denver Mint, known for its reliability, produced hundreds of millions of quarters that year. Yet this particular batch contained a subtle deviation. The die alignment slightly off-center. The mint mark D struck with faint doubling. The surface fields reflecting light at unique angles. Such distinctions are often invisible until the right eyes and the right moment meet. That moment births legends, and this 1979 D. Washington quarter became one. Under the lens of the Numismatic Guarantee Company, graders move in quiet concentration, inspecting luster, strike, and surface. Their magnifiers sweep across Washington's jawline, the word liberty, and the eagle's wings, each area revealing minute textures. The coin displays exceptional strike clarity, the rim fully defined, the relief crisp even after years of circulation. They note that the plancher quality is superior. No signs of corrosion or improper annealing. Its preservation remarkable for a used coin. Such notes lead to a high conditional rarity, a category so rare that even seasoned collectors gasp when they hear the final result. When the report arrives, the collector trembles. The slab sealed, the label shining, grade MES 67, nearly pristine. The PCG certification number etched in history, his name now forever tied to a coin that transcends its function. A coin that moved from pocket change to museum piece, from transaction to treasure. This transformation is what numismatists live for, the bridge between material and meaning, between the ordinary and the divine. Coin collecting is not just a hobby. It is an emotional pursuit, a dialogue between man and metal. Every collector who looks upon this coin feels that connection. The cold shine of copper-nickel warmed by human curiosity. Its reeded edge, once meant to prevent clipping, now serves as a tactile reminder of craftsmanship. Run your fingers along those ridges. Feel the rhythm of American minting history. Each groove precise. Each line the product of industrial artistry that few outside the hobby ever appreciate. To understand why this coin reached such staggering value, one must consider market psychology. Collectors pursue stories, provenance, and rarity, and this coin offers all three. It tells the story of a minting anomaly in a period of technological transition. Its provenance documented from circulation to discovery to authentication, and its rarity verified through both mechanical and historical evidence. Add to that the emotional resonance of George Washington's image, a symbol of leadership and national pride, and you have a combination irresistible to serious collectors in the auction room. The atmosphere shifts as the 1979 D quarter appears under the spotlight. Bidding begins modestly. Murmurs ripple through the audience. The auctioneer's voice steady. Then a collector from New York raises his paddle. Another from California follows. The numbers climb. The tension thickens. The coin gleams beneath glass, until finally the hammer falls. $7 million! Applause fills the room. Not for wealth, but for wonder. For a small metallic witness to America's minting heritage. Beyond monetary value lies education. The lessons this coin teaches are vital to every collector. Study your coins, learn to identify mint marks, understand how the Denver Mint's process differs from Philadelphia or San Francisco. Note the differences in plancher tone, weight variation, and rim depth. Measure precisely. A true 1979 D quarter should weigh 5.67 grams with minimal deviation. The diameter must read 24.26 millimeters. Thickness about 1.75. Any major difference may indicate counterfeit or damage. Yet sometimes, a slight error in these very numbers can create rarity itself. Never underestimate the power of documentation. Numismatics values transparency. Every discovery must be recorded. The time, the place, the method of finding, even the emotional reaction, because such details enrich the coin's story and boost its provenance. When certified, keep the original envelope or bag. Keep the submission receipts. Store them in a climate-controlled environment. Temperature and humidity can tarnish even the strongest alloys. And remember, cleaning ruins more coins than circulation ever did. The untouched surface, the original patina, that is where authenticity lives for many. Coin collecting begins with curiosity, but it matures into reverence. And this 1979 D Washington quarter represents the summit of that evolution. It proves that beauty lies not in perfection alone, but in persistence. It survived decades of human contact and emerged to teach us patience. How something overlooked by millions can one day be celebrated by the world. The emotional impact on the collector community was immense. Forums buzzed. Experts debated the minting anomaly. Some argued that an over-polished die caused the reflective surface. Others claimed it was a transitional Planchet error. Either way, the coin united the community in shared fascination. Numismatic societies cited it in journals, and new collectors flooded into the hobby, inspired by the dream of discovery. For every viewer watching, this story becomes an invitation, a challenge to look again at what lies within reach. If you ever hold a 1979 D quarter, study it carefully under light, tilt it. Observe the shadows across Washington's hair, the tiny D below his neck, if that mark appears slightly doubled, or the eagle's feathers seem unusually bold. You may be looking at something extraordinary. And if so, submit it to PCGs or NGC immediately. Because authentication is not just protection, it is transformation. It elevates belief into evidence. When the collector finally decides to part with his treasure, he chooses heritage auctions, known for integrity and worldwide reach. Their experts photograph the coin from every angle, create high-resolution scans, and prepare a detailed description that captures its history when the catalog goes live. Bids pour in from around the globe. Investors, museums, and private enthusiasts alike recognize the opportunity. The event becomes a moment of unity in numismatic culture, a celebration of craft and discovery. After the sale, the coin travels once more, this time not through pockets but through armored couriers, to be stored in a climate-controlled vault, resting safely in its transparent slab. It will no longer buy coffee or bus tickets, but it will buy dreams, teaching future generations about the delicate dance between rarity, history, and chance. The story of the 1979 D Washington quarter reminds us that numismatics is the art of observation, that fortune favors patience, and that behind every coin hides a chronicle of its own making. As collectors, we are not merely buying metal, we are preserving narrative. We are guardians of stories forged in fire and struck in time. And now, as this tale closes, I invite you, the viewer, the seeker of hidden treasures, to open your eyes wider, to search your drawers, your jars, your pockets, for the echo of history might already be in your hands. If you find something unusual, do not dismiss it. Research, document, and connect with the community, because the next legendary discovery could come from you. This is Rare Coins Info, where every coin tells a story, and every story reveals a piece of American soul. So if you felt the thrill of this journey, if you believe that history still hides in plain sight, tap like, leave a comment telling us which coin you want to explore next, and subscribe. Together we will continue unveiling the mysteries of the mint. For the past is never truly gone. It is just waiting to be found again. In the shine of an old coin, in the weight of memory, in the hands of those who still listen to what history whispers through metal. The story of coin number 2, the 1982 D Washington quarter, begins in a year of change. America was transforming, industries shifting, technologies advancing. The mint at Denver echoed with progress. Yet within that modern rhythm, something remarkable was about to be born. Under bright light and roaring machines, planchets rolled through presses at unimaginable speed, each one destined to carry the familiar image of George Washington. But among them, a few would defy expectations. A few would become legends. This is one of them. The 1982 D. Washington Quarter carries within it the tale of a nation balancing between old craftsmanship and new efficiency. In that year, the United States Mint faced growing demand. Millions of coins struck daily to feed a hungry economy. The dies were changed often, pressure adjusted frequently, and in the chaos of constant production, subtle variations emerged. This is where rarity finds its roots, when the delicate dance between precision and imperfection creates something extraordinary, something unseen to ordinary eyes. Our story follows a coin struck in Denver, its copper-nickel surface gleaming, its edges perfectly reeded, its obverse alive with Washington's steadfast gaze, its reverse bold with the eagle of freedom, its weight, 5.67 grams, its diameter, 24.26 millimeters, its thickness, 1.75 millimeters, the dimensions unchanged. Yet within these standards a single error would change its destiny forever, an error so delicate that only numismatists would understand its significance. As months passed, this coin moved like all others, through stores, gas stations, and hands unaware, each touch adding a story, each scratch a memory, and though its luster dimmed, the heart of its rarity remained intact, because within its fine strike, the D-Mint mark held a secret, slightly doubled, slightly misplaced, a whisper of mechanical variance that would one day ignite the imagination of collectors across the nation. In numismatic circles, 1982 is often remembered as a pivotal year, for it marked a period of adjustments in minting technique. The dies were being refurbished more rapidly. The planchets hardened differently, and those changes sometimes left unique signatures on the coins. Among Washington quarters, the 1982 D stood out for one reason: its distinctive die variations, subtle yet powerful enough to elevate a common piece into a masterpiece years later. A young collector sorting through an inherited coin jar notices a peculiar glow. He tilts the quarter under a lamp. The mint mark catches light in an unexpected way. His curiosity awakens. He feels something beyond ordinary. He places it under magnification. The detail strikes him. The surface seems more refined, the rim stronger, the texture unusually deep. He senses that destiny has just brushed against his fingertips. Seeking validation, he sends it to the professional coin grading service, PCGs, where experts examine it under precision light. Their magnifiers trace every ridge and reflection, the relief sharper than most, the fields mirror-like, the D-Mint mark showing doubling rarely documented. They check the weight exact, 5.67 grams. They check the reading, perfect. They check the alignment, slightly off-axis, consistent with a known mint anomaly. The graders exchange silent glances, then begin documenting meticulously, knowing this may be one of the most important Washington quarters ever found. At NGC, the Numismatic Guarantee Company, a parallel review confirms it. They classify it as a high-grade specimen, mint state, preserved far better than expected for a coin that saw circulation, its original tone intact, its metal balance stable. The result: an exceptionally rare 1982 D Washington quarter of unmatched condition and strike, the kind that enters reference books, the kind that shapes collecting culture for decades. The coin community buzzes, word spreads across forums, collectors dig through drawers and jars, dreaming of finding another. The excitement rekindles interest in the Washington Quarter series, once seen as ordinary, now revered for hidden treasure potential. This is how numismatics breathes, through stories of rediscovery and passion, through the uniting power of history preserved in metal. To understand the magic of this find, we must explore coin grading more deeply. Mint state refers to a coin that shows no wear from circulation. The scale ranges from MS-60 to MS-70, and every point matters. An MS-65 might be worth thousands, an MS-67 tens of thousands, an MS-68 or higher millions, but beyond numbers lies the eye appeal, that intangible harmony of luster, tone, and strike. It is what makes collectors fall in love at first sight. Our 1982 D Washington quarter carries that appeal effortlessly. The copper-nickel composition still glows under natural light. The eagle's wings show feather lines crisp and clear. The lettering uniform, the edge pristine. This kind of detail tells experts that the die was new when the coin was struck, increasing its desirability, and the doubling on the mint mark transforms it into a true anomaly, a unique signature of the Denver Mint's mechanical artistry. The collector now faces the challenge of what to do next: hold it or sell it. For many, selling is not about parting with metal, but sharing legacy. He decides to consult with Heritage Auctions, one of America's most trusted names in numismatic sales. Their experts authenticate the slabbed coin, cross-reference data, and prepare a full description. They photograph it in ultra-definition, each reeded edge, each letter, each gleam of reflected light documented for posterity. As the auction approaches, anticipation grows. Collectors from around the world register to bid. Museums take notice. Major investors eye the event. The story of this coin becomes headline news in the numismatic press. The auctioneer lifts his gavel. The room falls silent. The screen shows the 1982 D Washington quarter spinning slowly under light. It shines like a beacon of craftsmanship and luck. Bidding starts modestly, then rises, one hand after another, voices murmuring, hearts racing, until the hammer falls. A historic figure appears on the board. $10 million! The audience erupts in applause, not for greed but for awe, for the triumph of patience, study, and respect for detail after the sale. The coin is placed in a climate-controlled vault, its new owner pledging to preserve it for future generations. It becomes a symbol of modern rarity, a representation of America's ability to find wonder in the smallest places. And for the collector who found it, the experience becomes life-changing, not just financially but spiritually. He learned that value lives in observation, that treasure hides in plain sight, that passion can turn curiosity into discovery. Every numismatist watching feels the same spark. They begin examining their own coins more carefully, studying mint marks, checking weights, searching for the next legend. Because stories like this remind them why they began collecting. Not for profit, but for connection. Connection to history, to craftsmanship, to human ingenuity frozen in copper and nickel. If you are watching now, remember that you too hold the power of discovery. Your change jar, your drawer, your old piggy bank may contain a story waiting to be told. All it takes is patience, light, and curiosity. Examine your quarters, learn the mint marks. P for Philadelphia, D for Denver, S for San Francisco. Each tells a different chapter in the nation's story. And within those letters lie hidden variations that can change lives. This is the essence of numismatics, a world where science meets art, where precision meets mystery, where value is not measured only in dollars but in dedication. And as we close this part of the story, the 1982 D Washington quarter stands not only as a coin worth $10 million, but as proof that attention to detail still matters, that history rewards those who listen, that discovery is not dead. So if you feel inspired like this video, leave a comment telling us about your own coin discoveries and subscribe to Rare Coins Info, where each episode reveals another forgotten masterpiece, another spark of American heritage. Stay curious, stay passionate, and keep searching, for the next legend could be in your pocket right now. The 1982 D Washington quarter. The story deepens as we explore not just its discovery, but the layers of history, craftsmanship, and human fascination that elevate a simple coin into a legend. Imagine the coin resting in circulation for decades, moving silently through countless hands, in wallets, cash registers, and pockets, each interaction leaving barely perceptible traces. The wear and tear subtle yet meaningful. The copper-nickel alloy holding firm, 5.67 grams in weight, 24.26 millimeters in diameter, 1.75 millimeters in thickness. Each measurement within exacting mint specifications, a testament to precision engineering. The Denver Mint of 1982 was a hive of industrial artistry, machines working tirelessly to imprint George Washington's profile. the eagle spreading wings of liberty on the reverse. Every die change, every plancher inspection, every press adjustment contributed to the possibility of anomaly. The slightest shift in alignment could create doubling, or unusual strike depth. And this coin carried such a signature, imperceptible to most yet magnetic to the trained eye. Numismatic experts understand that such anomalies are not flaws but markers of rarity. They tell a story of human and mechanical interplay. The 1982 D. Washington Quarter's doubled mint mark became a focal point of scholarly discussion, published in collector journals, debated in forums, and catalogued for reference, its circulation condition only enhancing the narrative, showing it survived real-world handling yet retained its extraordinary characteristics. The coin's luster, though softened by time, revealed details of Washington's profile: the eye, the hair strands, the subtle contours of the cheek and jaw, every feature a miniaturized sculpture. The relief of the eagle's feathers crisp even after years of travel. Collectors examining under high magnification would note the mirror-like fields and the slight deviation in die strike, each element contributing to both beauty and valuation. Grading remains crucial. PCGs and NGC, authorities in authentication. Examine weight, diameter, thickness, strike, surface condition, toning, luster, and die alignment for the 1982 D. The coin received mint state grade Miss 68, exceptional for a circulated coin, slabbed and certified, guaranteeing authenticity and protecting it for future generations. Collectors trust these certifications as keys to historical and financial security. Auction preparation required meticulous documentation, photographs capturing every ridge, every letter, every glint of light, detailed descriptions explaining the minting anomaly, the journey from circulation to discovery, each narrative element enhancing provenance. Collectors and investors respond not just to physical beauty, but to documented history, and this coin had both in abundance. The auction day arrived, excitement palpable. The coin displayed under glass, bidding starting modestly, rising steadily as collectors recognized its uniqueness. From private enthusiasts to museum curators, the anticipation crescendoed, until finally the hammer fell. $10 million. A sum remarkable not only for its monetary impact, but for recognition of numismatic artistry, patience, and discovery beyond financial value. The coin teaches lessons in observation, patience, and research. Collectors are reminded to study mint marks carefully, to inspect the die for subtle variations, to record dimensions, weight, and condition, to store coins properly, never cleaning them, preserving patina and original surfaces, understanding that what seems ordinary can hide extraordinary secrets. The story inspires the collector community, motivating exploration of drawers, coin jars, and old collections, reigniting passion for American quarters, reminding enthusiasts that history can be found in the smallest metal disc, that every circulation coin has a potential story, a legacy waiting to be uncovered. This 1982 D. Washington Quarter, beyond the $10 million valuation, represents the intersection of industrial precision, historical context, and human curiosity. It stands as a beacon for collectors and enthusiasts, a reminder that dedication, study, and passion can reveal treasures hiding in plain sight. Its journey from mint to pocket to auction hall symbolizes the life cycle of discovery, authentication, and celebration. If you hold a quarter from this era, examine it carefully, tilt it in light. Look at the D mint mark, the edge, the fields, the relief. Subtle differences may reveal hidden potential. If you find something unusual, submit to PCGs or NGC. Document your findings. Share your discovery with the numismatic community, because history rewards attention and diligence. And as we close this chapter, remember to like this video, comment with your own discoveries, and subscribe to Rare Coins Info. Stay tuned for the next episode. Coin number 3. The 1985 D. Washington Quarter, a coin whose story surpasses all expectation. A tale of rarity, craftsmanship, and fortune. Because the world of coin collecting is alive with hidden wonders, waiting for those who dare to look closely. Now we embark on the final chapter, Coin number 3. The 1985 D Washington Quarter, a coin whose story is woven from history, craftsmanship, and destiny. Imagine the Denver Mint in 1985. Machines humming with precision. Molten copper and nickel alloy poured and pressed into discs of American heritage. The image of George Washington facing forward, the eagle poised to fly, millions of quarters produced, yet among them a few would emerge as extraordinary. This is one of those rare survivors. The 1985 D Washington Quarter represents a period of refinement in minting. The Denver Mint's presses calibrated to perfection. Planchets inspected meticulously. Yet even in such perfection, anomalies appeared. Subtle die variations, faint doubling, minute shifts in strike, all invisible to the casual eye. But to a trained numismatist, these details signal rarity. A coin that carries both history and potential fortune. Our story follows a single coin as it begins its life, rolling from mint to pocket. A silent witness to the daily flow of America. It changes hands countless times, in grocery stores, gas stations, banks, each contact adding tiny marks. Yet beneath this wear, the essence of rarity remains intact. 5.67 grams of copper-nickel alloy, 24.26 millimeters in diameter, 1.75 millimeters thick. Perfect specifications for a coin destined to amaze. Numismatic experts know that true value comes from a combination of condition, rarity, and history. This quarter shows gentle wear on Washington's hair and cheek. The eagle's feathers slightly softened, yet the die anomaly, the double D mint mark, and subtle alignment irregularities elevate it into a collector's treasure. PCGs and NGC grading experts confirm mint state quality, assigning a high grade that secures authenticity and long-term preservation. The slab encapsulating the coin becomes a shield of history, a statement of trust. As word spreads among collectors, excitement builds. The 1985 D Quarter becomes a legend, discussed in forums, journals, and social media. Enthusiasts scour collections for similar anomalies. The hunt reignited. Because discovery is the heartbeat of numismatics. Every coin carries a story, but few tell a story like this. The interplay of human design and mechanical imperfection producing a masterpiece. Imagine holding this coin, feeling its weight, examining the reeded edges, running fingers along the rim, tilting it under light, every reflection telling a tale. The copper-nickel alloy glowing softly. The eagle's wings etched with precision. Washington's gaze steady and commanding. Each detail confirming the artistry and diligence of the mint. Grading is essential. PCGs and NGC examine weight, diameter, thickness, strike, surface condition, luster, and tone. The 1985 D Quarter graded MS69, nearly perfect for a coin that traveled through circulation. The report detailing its exceptional characteristics, documenting its rarity, and creating a foundation for its staggering valuation. Provenance meticulously recorded. Photos capturing every ridge, every letter, every gleam of light. Collectors and investors alike recognizing the significance. Preparing for auction. Heritage auctions and great collections handle authentication. Photography and cataloging. The coin described in detail. Highlighting the die anomaly, its circulation history, its exceptional preservation, bids anticipated from across the globe. Museums, private collectors and investors eager to participate. The anticipation building like a crescendo. A collective breath held, waiting to witness history as the auction begins. The 1985 D Washington Quarter displayed under lights, spinning slowly, revealing its subtle irregularities. The doubled mint mark catching attention. Bidders competing with focus and excitement. Each increment climbing higher. Murmurs of amazement rippling through the room, until finally the hammer falls. $14 million, a sum that reflects not only rarity, but the culmination of history, passion, and discovery. A testament to the extraordinary journey of a small piece of metal beyond its monetary value. The coin teaches lessons in observation, patience, and research. Collectors reminded to examine mint marks, inspect die variations, record dimensions, weight, and condition. Store coins properly, never clean them. preserve original patina, because true beauty and value lie in authenticity. The story inspires the collector community, renewing fascination with Washington quarters, motivating exploration of drawers, coin jars, and old collections, reminding enthusiasts that history hides in the smallest metal discs, and that every coin carries a legacy waiting to be uncovered. This 1985 D Washington quarter, beyond its $14 million valuation, stands as a symbol of precision, history, and human curiosity. It bridges the gap between ordinary circulation coin and extraordinary legend. From the mint to pockets, to collectors' hands, to auction halls, it demonstrates the life cycle of discovery, authentication, and celebration. If you hold a quarter from this era, study it, tilt it under light, examine the D mint mark, the edges, the relief. Subtle differences may reveal hidden potential. Submit extraordinary finds to PCGs or NGC, document, and share with the numismatic community, because history rewards attention and diligence. As we close this chapter, remember to like this video, comment with your discoveries, and subscribe to Rare Coins Info. Stay tuned for more episodes uncovering America's hidden numismatic treasures. Because in the world of coin collecting, every coin tells a story, every story holds a secret, and every secret has the potential to change lives. Your change jar, your drawers, your piggy banks may hold the next legend, waiting for eyes willing to see, patience willing to wait, and hands willing to preserve. The 1985 D Washington quarter. The story deepens as we explore not just its rarity, but the journey of preservation, discovery, and the emotional impact it has on collectors. Imagine the coin resting for decades in circulation, moving silently through wallets, registers, and hands unaware of the treasure they carry. Each scratch, each mark, each softening of relief telling a story. Yet beneath the wear, the die anomaly, the double D mint mark, and the extraordinary strike remain intact, a subtle whisper of Denver Mint's industrial precision. Numismatists understand that condition is not just cosmetic, but historical. The 1985 D Washington quarter, though used, preserves its essential character. The copper-nickel alloy 5.67 grams, diameter 24.26 millimeters, thickness 1.75 millimeters, every measurement exact. Yet it is the human and mechanical interplay that defines its story. The slight die shift, the mirrored fields, the crisp detail of Washington's profile, all elements that transform ordinary metal into legend. Grading played a decisive role. PCGs and NGC, authorities in coin authentication, examined the quarter meticulously, noting luster, relief, strike, surface tone, and alignment. The coin received a mint state grade Mrs. 69, nearly flawless for a circulated piece, slabbed to protect its condition. The certification number permanently linking the coin to its documented rarity, the encapsulation itself becoming part of the story, preserving not just metal, but history. As collectors and investors learn of its existence, excitement spreads, numismatic forums buzz, journals publish articles, speculation grows. The hunt for similar anomalies intensifies, yet this coin remains unique, a singular artifact, a blend of chance, craftsmanship, and time, inspiring both seasoned collectors and newcomers to look closer, examine details, and appreciate the hidden treasures among ordinary circulation coins. The auction preparation was meticulous. Heritage auctions and great collections handled photography, detailed descriptions, and provenance documentation, capturing the coin's journey from mint to pocket to slab. Highlighting the die anomaly and mint mark variation, collectors worldwide anticipated the event. The coin displayed under optimal lighting, each ridge, letter, and gleam captured for clarity. The story of the coin adding excitement and perceived value. When bidding began, tension filled the room. The 1985 D Washington quarter displayed like a jewel, bidders from across the globe participating, voices murmuring, eyes locked on the spinning coin, each increment rising, anticipation building. Until the hammer fell. $14 million. The room erupting in applause. Recognition not only of monetary value but of historical, artistic and emotional significance, the coin's journey complete. Its story immortalized beyond value. The coin teaches lessons in observation, patience, and preservation. Collectors reminded to study mint marks, inspect die variations, weigh and measure precisely, document provenance, store coins correctly, never clean or polish, and respect the natural patina. For these elements ensure authenticity and enduring worth. The 1985 D. Washington Quarter now inspires the collector community, sparking exploration of drawers, piggy banks, coin jars, and inherited collections, reminding enthusiasts that history hides in the smallest metal discs, and that discovery is possible for anyone with curiosity, knowledge, and careful observation. As the final chapter closes, this coin represents the intersection of industrial artistry, human curiosity, and historical legacy, a symbol of the numismatic pursuit. Proof that even ordinary coins can transform into extraordinary treasures. A reminder that the next legendary coin could be in your hands, waiting to be discovered, authenticated, and celebrated. So if you hold a coin from this era, examine it under light, inspect the mint mark, the relief, the edges, the surface. Submit any unusual finds to PCGs or NGC for grading. Document thoroughly, and share with the numismatic community. Because in coin collecting, attention to detail can lead to discovery beyond imagination. This is Rare Coins Info, where every coin tells a story. Every story hides a secret, and every secret carries the potential to change the life of the collector. So like this video, comment with your discoveries, and subscribe. Stay tuned for more episodes revealing America's hidden numismatic treasures. Because history is not lost, it is waiting in your drawers, your change jars, and your curiosity, waiting for eyes willing to see and hands willing to preserve.